Nick Curtis, you're getting slow. It took you 19 seconds, buddy. Welcome to the very first Snurdy Thursday of 2025. Oh, man, I'm looking forward to this. Of course, with my co-host Stephen Lewis and Dale, the producer. On the show today, we've got Scott Schuster coming up also into the studio real soon. Chad Dyrdahl going to be here talking about the Gerald Dyrdahl Memorial Pine Lake 200 snowmobile race that's coming up very soon. And today's show, by the way, brought to you by the Santa Claus Girls. The Santa Claus Girls is a non-profit organization serving the Grand City since 1916. The Santa Claus Girls' mission is to provide toys, food, books, hats, gloves, and socks to kids aged 12 and under from low-income families, all of the things needed to be a kid during the holidays. Donate now for kids 12 and under living in Grand Forks, East Grand Forks, and the Grand Forks Air Force Base, and kids aged 4 and under in Emerado. Maybe you'd like to find out about volunteer opportunities for groups and individuals. The Santa Claus Girls distributed gifts to over 1,600 kids in the area last year. With a goal of $70,000 this year, you can help donate online via PayPal or call 701-772-8121 to find out more. By donating just $40, you'll be sponsoring a bag for one child. Even making Christmas better for one local child would be a great thing. Please reach out to the Santa Claus Girls soon. Any questions or comments? Feel free to text or call. Our number here at the studios is 701-213-0863, 701-213-0863. All right, before we get too deep into the show, let's do it. Our daily segment called Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Here we go, Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. It's that time of the year, and I can remember when my son was just a little guy, and we had just cut down a Christmas tree. It was our first one, and he says to me, nice tree, Dad. Are you going to put it up yourself? And I said, no, son, I will put it up in the living room. Come on. I'm not going to put it up myself. I'm going to put it up in the living room.
Sounds like a family feud.
That was kind of good. Let's see. A couple of things we need to talk about first. I want to mention this NASCAR lawsuit. Do you know anything about this going on?
I didn't know about it until yesterday that it was actually being litigated. Yeah.
Yeah, about the Chargers. Yeah, it's with Bubba Wallace's 23 XL team, Michael Jordan's owner. About
him and Denny, yeah.
Well, I think this was like going back over a year. Like a bunch, NASCAR kind of gave them a very short deadline to renew their charter deals, and really put the terms in their favor. And Bubba Wallace's team was like the only team that kind of rebelled and is suing them and trying to get contingencies to still be able to have a temporary charter until they get things all settled. It's getting ugly.
Yeah, there's a couple of teams, Front Row Motorsports and 23XI Racing, and that's Bubba Wallace. If I just don't like the guy anyway, but whatever. But what's going on is. They allege that NASCAR has operated as a monopoly and violated antitrust laws. Teams claim that NASCAR stifles competition through its control of racetracks and rules. While the lawsuit comes, issues the charter agreement system, which the two teams refused to sign, seeking a larger share of revenue and permanent charters. And you know what? They're not wrong. The teams argue that NASCAR's business practices are anti-competitive and function like a monopoly. They want to change in the permanent charters, a greater share of revenue, and more influence in the sport's governance. There's a lot of things.
It's going to have a trickle-down effect, too, because I did see Front Row's list of grievances, and they all made sense how much the cost of things have got out of control. And then I saw another one. How does the trickle-down go as far as High Limit wants to do the charter thing too, and how that affects them. So, like any other time you see our sport get litigated in front of a jury that doesn't know us is a scary thing as well.
Yes, it is.
And so we'll just see how it plays out, but it is very interesting for sure.
All right.
So,
one more thing before we get to the show. What do we got going on here now? We got some racing going on down in St. Louis, I believe is where they're at, right?
The town, not me.
Yeah, the St. Louis. It's the Gateway Dirt Nationals, St. Louis, Missouri. They're running late models and A-mods. And so let's see, tonight... On the late models, Tyler Peterson, Jeff Provenzino, and Layla Eisenshank are going to be racing. Tomorrow, Amelia Eisenshank races the late model. It's $10,000 to win tonight and tomorrow night. And then mods on Thursday, or Friday, it'll be Tyler Peterson. So Tyler Peterson is running the late models and the mods, but that's $10,000 to win tonight. Saturday night, that late model feature, $70,000 to win. Man, that's a lot of money. Brandon Shepard won the last 2 years, I think, back to back. So that'd be fun. I've never been to an indoor race. I know the Chili Bowl has been on my list forever, but
yeah, it's one of those things where you got to if you're watching it online, they have to take air breaks every once in a while just to clear out the building.
Mm-hmm.
And last year was really bad as far as having cars go through the fence and stuff. The fence breaks kind of eliminated the air brakes. They were able to do both at the same time, but hopefully this year's a little bit cleaner. I know a lot of area drivers have their special schemes going down there, and they're pretty easy to find online, but we've got a lot of folks from Wayzata country, and not even just immediately this area. We got Blake Adams down there too, and Provenzino, and a bunch of different folks to look after. So we'll see how that goes. And,
it'd be fun to check it out. And finally, Stephen Lewis, I had to mention it after last night's shootout loss to the Montreal Canadiens, the Habs. The Jets have now dropped to 6th place in the Western Conference Central Division. And by the way, the Wild are now in 3rd. But that's how hockey goes. In another month, it's probably going to be 100% different than what it is right now.
I saw one this morning that made me chuckle, and I had no idea until I saw it. But the reason why Jesper Wallstedt is a Wild player, they exchanged picks with the Oilers, and that's who the Wild ended up picking, was Wallstedt. So
is that the goalie?
Yes, the Great Wall of St. Paul is what they're calling him now.
Oh, record-setting.
So
goalie.
He is definitely out front so far for the Vezina.
For sure.
Again, like you said, it's only the 4th of December, but
but what's he got, 5 shutouts in 10 games or something like that?
He's got a majority of the overall shutouts in the league.
Yeah,
and
by far.
It's amazing to see what they've done so far.
A goalie hasn't done that. I was talking to old Buzzy Olson this morning, and he said to say hi to you, by the way. And he said this is the first time goalie has done this since like the 1920s or something like that. So that's pretty crazy.
Which gets a little bit scary because we've kind of flip-flopped now. You guys aren't going through the adversity that we are.
Right,
now, we didn't go through any last year, got bounced in the second round, so that's something you got to worry about as you manage the rest of the season as it rolls on.
Sure.
So.
I suppose we should probably get to the snurdy part of the Thursday thing. Late model James Gosley's down there too.
Giassi's down there too.
Okay, I don't know that guy. Anyway, to my left, I'm going to give him a round of applause. He's been here before. He's a veteran of the show of Snurdy Thursday. Scott Schuster, how you doing, man?
Hey, not doing bad. We got some cold weather. We're making ice on Pine Lake, and it won't be. And actually, sleds are testing already.
Isn't that something?
It really is.
And it's people are like, well, there's no snow, and I tell them, well, it doesn't matter. We need ice.
Right.
Last week I was starting to, I'll admit, pucker up and almost pooped myself, thinking, are we going to have ice or not for this thing? But it's looking good. I think the last report was like 4 or 5 inches, something like that.
Yeah, it's getting up over 5-6 inches now. Especially last night, I'm sure we gained an inch or better. So we're looking great. I mean, there's years we had to postpone it, but this year actually doing it about a week later than we normally have, and we're going to be ready, race ready, no problem. The forecast is great. There's no above freezing temperatures, so we're going to be going.
So I thought it was very interesting the way you worded it there. You're making ice. Is there anything you can do to accelerate the process at all, or are you just at Mother Nature's good humor?
Mother Nature is in charge.
Yeah, that biatch Mother Nature is the one trying to make it.
Should have been Father Nature. He would have been a race fan.
Yeah, it would have been done by now. I hope my wife's not watching the show today.
We're not going to do a sound effect for that or anything?
What do you want to hear?
That was a Jeff Liebrick thing.
How about that one?
Yep.
Scott, before we keep going around the table here, people that don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about your snowmobiling history because, well, actually, it would take a long time, but you've been around the racing snowmobile thing forever, but tell us a little bit about what you've all done in your career because it's a long one.
Okay, it actually starting promoting racing go way back in the 80s, local races in Grafton where I grew up and so forth. And but then I moved to Grand Forks and I started selling Arctic Cat snowmobiles and got involved with a few different people, including Tim Berg from Black Magic Motorsports. We decided to do a ice oval race at the Grand Forks Speedway. We did that 5 years in a row, starting in the late 80s. We put a foot of ice on there. We ran the Formula 3s there. And after that, I also worked with both Brian Sturgeon and Guy Useldinger, with Brian with Black Magic, and then with Guy Useldinger on his pit crew. But then starting around 2007, I believe, I got involved with cross-country racing with Pat Mock out of Minto with the USCC racing circuit. Unfortunately, we lost him to an accident. And then Brian Nelson took over at USXC and worked with him until the end of that series. And now I do one race a year, and that's together with Chad at Pine Lake. And it's a historical race, and we're honored to be a part of it.
Well, it's kind of funny. You mentioned a couple of names there. And I saw in a couple of old newspaper clippings when they did do the ice oval out here on the fairgrounds. But a little bit of crossover for you as well, and we'll get into that, I'm sure, as the show goes on. But Brian Sturgeon and Guy Useldinger also had some mini sprint experience too, so you guys have kind of had some crossover from dirt to the snow yourselves.
Right. Basically, I worked with Jeff Liebrick with Mike Johnson's car for 10 years.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I've been around the racing in different forms a long time, and now, like I say, we've been doing this one. And another race locally that's coming up will be in Manville, North Dakota, January 31st with Core Power Sports. So that's one we're looking forward to a true cross-country race. And what we have in Pine Lake is a Le Mans ice track, and it's a 10-mile Le Mans type track, and it's fun to watch. And Pine Lake is a perfect setting for it.
Now, were you strictly ice oval early on in your snowmobiling career, and then
yes,
if so, was going over to cross country? I'm sure it was a pretty big adjustment for you from one to the other. Or?
Not really, because I followed it really close. So to help out, when I worked with Pat Mock with USCC, it was pretty easy. It happened by accident. It was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving at the bar in Minto. I said, hey, if you ever need help, give me a call. Well, he called, worked a couple of races, and he called me back up after that. He goes, you're now assistant race director.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We've all been there. You accidentally offer some help, and pretty soon you got yourself a new career. So,
But that's what happens when you're good at what you do.
Yep.
When you're good at what you do, that's what happens. I'm glad you're here. Scott, you have been my lean-to guy. I lean on you whenever it comes to the snurdy part of the Thursday thing, and what a great guy to know. And man, I'm sure glad you're here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't know. He just walked in the door here. Chad Dyrdahl in the studio now. Got to give him a little round. Have we ever met?
I don't believe so.
I mean, I know we've probably talked in passing, because in the years past, I'd try to make it work where I could come down there and help out, but I never could because of our dysfunctional, functional family Christmases. We have like 14 of them. But it worked out this year, and I am so thrilled about this. But Chad, I want to know about you. I don't want to know anything about snowmobiling right now. I just want to know about you, Chad Dyrdahl.
Well, where do I start, I guess?
What do you do?
I am a wannabe farmer.
Okay, I saw that. What do you mean by the wannabe?
Well, everybody else has professionals at it, and I'm just a wannabe, I guess.
Oh, okay. What all do you farm?
Corn, soybeans, edibles.
Okay,
Just tried some of them edibles this year.
How'd that go?
Terrible. I lost 200 acres to frost on August 23rd.
Oh, no, on August 23rd.
Wow.
My God.
Yeah, I farmed some peak ground north of Gullia by the rice paddies, and it doesn't hold heat.
No, I'm deer hunter on there, so I've been through those rice paddies. Boy, it sure holds swans, though, doesn't it?
Oh, it's just a white wave.
Thousands of swans if you go there. Thousands of them. So you live where?
I live 5 miles north of Bagley on a little lake called Lone Lake.
Okay.
Yep.
And you know what? I probably drove right by your damn house during deer hunting, because we brought a couple of deer to the meat market there in Bagley, the butcher shop, and we came in from the north side there.
Yep.
So I bet you I went probably pretty close to your house.
Yeah, you can see my driveway. You can't really see my house from the road.
Okay,
but
okay. Because our hunting shacks are between Plumber and Brooks on the east side.
Yep.
Yeah. Middle of big woods. Yeah, Flatlanders is, well, you don't go far from your house and it's all flatland. Well, the trail hills and all that is pretty cool around there. But
right.
Now, tell us about how the whole snowmobile thing, how did you get involved with snowmobiling?
Gosh, through my parents, of course. They've snowmobiled since the 70s. And then my dad, at 37 years old, just decided to go racing one day. So we fired up.
At 37?
At 37, yep. And so we fired up to put a double barrel wood stove in the uninsulated attached garage, and away we went. And he ran a 1987 Cougar. for his first races. And
You
stuff.
know what?
So,
My last race was a 1989 Cougar. I
Nice.
think was my last race. And I ran out of gas with a mile to go in that Goodrich 100. But anyway, I'm looking at your shirt, the Gerald Dyrdahl Memorial Pine Lake 200. I noticed the EXT on there. Have you always been a ditch pickle family?
yeah, Dad has always been an Arctic Cat man, or always was an Arctic Cat man, and and he had job offers to go work for them and whatnot, but yeah, he's diehard Arctic Cat, and but financially, me and the brothers had to ride other brands and whatnot after his passing and whatnot. So
So how long did your dad race? And let's continue with that story. I think I'm jumping all over the damn place
yeah,
here.
that's fine. From basically '87 till I turned 16.
Okay.
16 till I turned 16. He was blind in one eye, and we switched from oval racing to cross country because, well, I won 12 out of 16 features my rookie year, and they gave Rookie of the Year to a guy that beat me twice. So
Oh my gosh.
And it was a 4-place aluminum trailer and stuff. And
Oh,
Dad
wow.
said, "To heck with this." So we went cross country racing, and he was blind in one eye, so the vision wasn't. It was really tough for him to see
Be
on
tough
them.
with depth perception, I would think, or not,
Mainly
maybe.
that, not so much that, but the whiteouts.
Oh God,
Right.
yeah.
Because we just
Snow dust and
we're just hoping and praying we're in the right spot, in the snow dust at 110 mile an hour all the
Right.
time. So it was tough on him to see and whatnot. So then he kind of could see that I could ride too. So he just kind of focused on me. And then my brother was playing hockey, and he knew he'd be transitioning into snowmobile racing eventually too. So I'd say about 94, I think 93, 94 was his last years
Okay.
of snowmobile racing.
and did how long did you race for? Or are you still racing?
No, I've spent quite a while. I've had some near-death experiences and whatnot. So
I got somebody. I think we could compare. We could do a little comparisons here.
yeah, yep. So I shut it down for a long time and then got back into it, and then I just got a little old. So and got sick of hospitals.
I hear you, man, and I'm going to go through some of these, even though you've heard them a million times. Me growing up, I'd go to the doctors, and they kept telling me, "Wait till you turn 50."
Yeah.
And I'd say, "Just shut up and put a cast on and get me out of here."
Right.
Well, how do you know you're going to need it? I know. Just let's do it. Let's do it. 47 broken bones, 5 knee surgeries, 2 lower backs and neck. Had my guts put back in from a snowmobile wreck. Just goes and goes and goes and goes.
You're the Grand Forks Evil Knievel.
No, I was just a dumbass.
Close though.
I was a Thief River Falls Evil Knievel. I was one of those guys that used to walk around and think that, our motto was drive fast and wreck shit, which was stupid because I wrecked myself more than I wrecked anything else. But it was dumb. We thought we were invincible. We thought we were indestructible, and we're not. And I mean, that's why I walk with one of these once in a while too. But okay, your turn. Go.
I don't know. Not so much. I broke both of my legs at the Sioux 500 and got airlifted. And when I broke my right leg, my muscles. I was leading the race, and I'll just back it up here and tell the whole story. But I was leading the race, and we were on a 4-stroke Yamaha, and they were bad fast back then. I passed 3 or 4 people straight away. It was easy. And as a final fuel stop, and I was like, I'm gonna go put everybody a lap down and cruise the rest of the way. So I was gonna go put the whole field a lap down, and I was on my way to doing it, and then I saw Johnny Bozek coming in high and 1, and he was avoiding this big hole, and I decided last minute to go up there and take that line, and I hit a hole. And I went sideways through the air, and I would have saved it, but my back of my sled hit the hay bales.
Oh yeah.
And hooked me into the hay bales.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then the hay bales took my right leg out, and then I was laying in the middle of the track and got hit by another sled and broke my left leg and shin bones or whatever, shin bone. Anyway, so when I did that, I went and back to the pits, and I sat there for 45 minutes, and I couldn't catch my breath, and I was in pretty good shape back then. They're like, something's wrong. Brought me to the hospital, and my heart was beating 220 a minute, and they had to stop it. And so I looked at my mom, told her I loved her, and they gave me an IV thing, and they stopped my heart once, and it didn't work, so I'd do it again. And then I finally came down, and our heart rate came down. I went into hypothermic shock, and laid there for 2 days, and then I went through every test they could because they thought I was on drugs. And like, all I do is drink Busch Light, you know. and you know,
Well, I can say that too, but I used to. Oh wait, I still do too. Anyway.
Anyway, so laid there for 2 days, and they couldn't figure out why my heart took off beating, and then my mom's like, we got to get out. Oh, then Monday night they came in and said, you're bleeding internally in your lungs. We got to fly you to Marquette. And my mom's like, we're getting out of Michigan. We're going to the best hospital I know. And she cut a check on the tarmac, and we flew to Fargo. And flight nurse goes, yep, flight went good. Discomfort in his right leg and lower left leg. They go, did they x-ray you? I go, no. And then they walk in about 5 in the morning, and 3 people walk in, and they go, you're very high pain tolerance, sir. I go, what do you mean? Oh, you have 2 broken legs. I was like, oh, all right. And the wreck happened Saturday night, and this is Tuesday morning, you know. Scott's heard this story before, but yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, we figured out why your heart took off racing. I go, why is that? They said, well, your muscles pulled the top of your thigh bone off.
Oh, geez.
And released a bunch of enzymes, and your CPK count shot to 14,000, and a bunch of them enzymes, sent your heart racing. So, yeah, and whatnot.
Wow.
Yep.
I'd love to sit down and drink beers with you one day, man.
We got all kinds of stories.
I walked into an ER one time with a hockey stick in my hand.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? And I said, well, I know it's broken. I've got to be able to hold a hockey stick.
Yeah.
And then I was in that crash, and 20 years later, I started having problems with my neck. Found out, surgeon comes in, he goes, so, when did you break your neck? What? Well, I guess I broke my neck then too. But man, I'm glad you're alive, and I'm still glad you're here.
Thank you.
How did the whole Gerald Dyrdahl Memorial race start? When did somebody just sit down and go, let's have a race for Dad? Or how did that go?
He died probably 2 weeks before the Pine Lake race.
Yep.
And I'll have to get back to you on that because it was such a blur back then.
Sure.
And whatnot. So on who exactly started it. But we just kind of carried it on for a long time after that. Oh, my brother, it's kind of cool. Me and my brother were both running pro, and 2 weeks after Dad died, he won it. So
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Never forget that.
Yeah.
It was it might be the most emotional race finish I've ever was at. Yeah.
Oh, I bet. I
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, I was running top 3 or 4 in it too, but I chose the wrong jet size and burnt down.
Oh yeah,
You know.
that's what happened to me when I ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Can I ask how did your dad pass?
Cancer.
Oh, okay. I did not know.
Yeah. Going back to that blind eye I just told you about, he developed a tumor behind it, and then they removed his eye and took out the tumor, and 95% sure, and then 6 months later it spread to his liver.
Oh man.
yeah.
Oh boy.
49. So
49 years old, man.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, I turned 60. I can't believe it.
So when we talk
thought.
about the rest of your family, you've mentioned your brother a couple of times, and we'll get into more. We were talking with Scott before he got here, the crossover between dirt and snow. How are you related to the rest of the Dyrdahls that maybe some of us would know from the dirt track?
those are my brothers, Brian and Brady.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
So they ran A mods and mod 4s and late models here.
Yep.
So, yep.
Are you related to Dyrdahl's and Thief River?
No, they don't have an H in their
Oh,
last
yeah,
name.
they don't. They don't. I went to school. You and I had this conversation, but 80s was hard on me, so I forget a lot of things easy. Scott had mentioned that this is considered a Grand Prix style track. What are the differences between tracks?
Well, most time cross country is ditches,
Ditch
tree
run,
lines,
yeah.
rivers or
Little bit of
whatever.
river.
Where this is, it's on a beautiful lake. It's the lake freezes quick because it's so shallow, and long straightaways and a lot of right and left hand turns. Ice oval racing, of course, you only turn left, and when you're at Pine Lake, you turn both directions. And it's we've had some of the guys that run the Sioux in there and that are very top runners. And all of a sudden, but they got to learn how to turn the other direction too, and that
Yep.
changes things.
Oh, sure it does. Sure it does. Now, does that change setup on sleds?
Big time.
Yep. And how big, talk about the track. How big of a track is it? How many miles is it? How does it work over 2 days of racing?
It's a 10-mile course.
Okay.
And pretty much 2 separate races each day as far as on the pro class. On Saturday, we run the Pro Open. And we have qualifying in the morning, and that's gets the lineup for we have to do true heads-up racing. And we'll have, like, depending on the number of sleds, we'll have like 10 in the first row, 10 in the second, and the remainder in the third if we have, depending on how many sleds we have. So qualifying is very important to try to get on that
And
front row.
how is qualifying work? Do they just do a lap, 2 laps, what?
2 laps.
We do 2 laps, heads up qualifying. 10,
Okay.
8 sleds at a time or whatever.
Okay, just fastest times is how they start? Oh, heads up.
First and second place in each heat starts front row.
Okay. And looking at the course, how many turns? Have you even got the course figured out exactly yet?
It's pretty much the same course every year. It's about a 8 or 9 minute lap.
Okay.
It takes to go 10 miles, and
That's hauling,
that's hauling.
especially when there's turns and stuff involved.
Yeah, like Saturday is our pro mod class, and they'll be over 120 mile an hour. Them racers will be.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
And we line them up 10 wide, 3 rows deep, and send them off. So
Well, I'm going to admit, the last time I called a snowmobile race, they didn't go that fast. They were close. But,
And one
they
thing
didn't
about
go
a
that
lake
fast.
race, it's so spectator friendly.
Yeah.
Compared to a cross country, you just got to pick a spot and you see them
So
as
you
they
can
go
go
by.
park as long as the ice is thick enough. They'll let you go find a place to park or not.
We have a parking right when you first drive in. There's like
Okay.
a pit area, and that's where you park. We don't let cars all over the
Sure,
racetrack.
sure.
they're lined up for a half mile watching the races, and then you
Oh,
can
I bet.
listen to 88.1 on the radio and hear you.
Okay,
announcing
okay,
and
that's
stuff.
how that. Okay. I was wondering about kind of like the ice racing, what they're doing like over there. Okay. Now a lot of people don't know. I grew up going to Pine Lake. I'm from Thief River Falls originally. I had friends. Bill Ness's daughter. They had the place on Pine Lake. I damn near lived there for how long. But tell us about where Pine Lake is. If somebody's watching the show and they've always heard about this race, but don't know where the hell to go to get there, because it is kind of in the middle of nowhere.
It is. Gonvick, Minnesota is the address of it. It's 4 miles south of Gonvick off 92. Half of Grand Forks comes there in the summer.
Yes,
it seems
they
like
do.
It's a parade of North Dakota plates heading that way.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's at Sportsman's Lodge on Pine Lake.
Give them a round of applause.
Yep.
Yep.
So, it's type in Sportsman's Lodge, Pine Lake, Minnesota, or Gonvick, Minnesota, and you'll get there.
Now, if you're driving around, folks, and you happen to see some people riding in buggies, the Amish, you're probably close to the right place there, because we see them all the time when we're driving around there, road hunting and doing our things there. But now the ice should be fine. Do you put the haulers and everybody, do they pit out on the ice, or is there a different place?
Yeah, the majority of them are on the ice.
Okay.
There's a couple of the larger ones that might be up on shore, but other than that, they're all on the ice, and which makes it nice. We got a beautiful pit area. It's Pine Lake is one of the just a natural setting to put on. It's one way in and out as far as driving on the ice, which makes it nice for us for controlling the crowd. And so it's just a great race. It's a historical race. It's a one that people want to win.
Oh, yeah. Well, isn't this now, I've heard, like one of the biggest Le Mans-style snowmobile races in the country now, isn't it? Getting that big?
Dollar-wise, we're probably the biggest.
Yeah, well, dollar.
Yeah.
I'd say entry-wise, too.
Yeah, entry-wise, too.
Okay,
Yes.
because last year I was looking, the purse was over $78,000 last year. And the winner this year on Sunday, 15 G's to win. Man, that's a pretty good paying race. That is awesome. Now, you mentioned it too, Pine Lake, and that's the thing. I can remember having a big pontoon back in the day. You could never bring it to shore. You'd always end up walking about 100 yards out there because you'd bottom the thing out,
Right.
That's the thing. If the ice ever did break at Pine Lake, most people wouldn't be a big deal unless you're a little kid or something. Yeah, your stuff's going to get wet, but very shallow lake, which is perfect for the ice racing thing, because this race, it was postponed or something a couple years back, wasn't it?
We've had multiple years where we've had to postpone it, and then like this year, I was looking at the forecast, and we have about 7 inches out there now.
Yep.
I was like, we could probably race next weekend. With this
Oh, you probably
forecast.
could, yeah.
So
that's
we'll have probably 15 to 18 inches of ice by race day.
okay.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's
yeah.
plenty, and that's good because you have a weather out date would be January 3rd and 4th, and I wouldn't be able to make that. So God damn it, we better be racing.
We're going racing.
I love doing hockey games, but I can't wait to get up to this. This is going to be fun. I tell you what, we're going to take a short little break. We got some pictures coming up. The first Nerdy Thursday of the year, and man, we couldn't get better guests. Chad Dyrdahl, Scott Schuster, of course, along with Stephen Lewis and Dale, the producer. We will be right back after this. The Santa Claus Girls has announced. Life doesn't ever seem to slow down. Everything needs to be done right now. Well, when it comes time for an oil change, stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Most changes are done in about 15 minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change does more too. Tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, and batteries. And included in your oil change, they're going to top off your fluids. Check your tires, battery, lights, wipers, and cabin air filter too. And you get discounts for fleets and the military. You know, they can text and email invoices and coupons and mention Grand Forks Best Source and get $10 off your oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They're open Monday through Saturday with no appointment needed. Pickup and delivery is also available if you live in Grand Forks. And Valvoline Instant Oil Change is now hiring. If you'd like to join their team as an assistant manager, customer service rep, or lube tech, stop in to find out more. Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a complete oil change and more. They're at 3325 South 38th Street or call them 701-780-8462 and make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you. All right, we are back on a Snurdy Thursday. First one of the year, and again, with the racing coming up, folks, if you know anybody that you think would be a good guest for more Snurdy Thursday episodes, feel free to shoot us a text or a call. You know our number. Let's see. If you don't, it's 701-213-0863. Okay, hold on. I just got to answer a quick text here, which I shouldn't be doing right now, but okay. Anyway, let's take a look at some pictures. What I want you guys to do is just take a look at the monitors, and we can just talk about what's going on and see if we can keep up. And I should have probably given Dale, the producer, a little bit of a heads up here. But, yeah, just go ahead and we can explain what you guys see. Oh, there we go. We got some dirt stuff going on.
So that's why I asked the question earlier, because I hadn't really met you yet, but the Dyrdahl name in dirt has been a thing for quite a while.
Yep.
So I just wanted to know a little bit about the crossover. And
So that 77 car there, that's my brother Brady Dyrdahl, and that's me in the 88. We must have been at the Sites Memorial here, I'm guessing, on this one.
yeah, it was later in the year. Yeah.
Yep. So Brady is a very accomplished dirt racer. He was national champion in Mod 4s in 2001, I believe. And he's won the Wissota 100, or the Western 100 at that time. I think he's won it probably between 4 and 6 times.
At Aberdeen?
Yep.
Okay.
And there's another race track out there too he won at. It was different.
Do you ever do the dirt thing?
That's me in the 88.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I did it just a couple of years and had a lot to learn.
I didn't find a ton about you, but yeah, Brian and Brady are kind of in our archives quite a bit, and even in late model, mid 2000s, there was a late model there too. So
yeah, I originally bought a late model just to say it, just check it off the to-do list of life, and then I sold it to Brady, and then he jumped in it and ran that for a little bit. So
do you miss it?
I miss the racing, but I do not miss the work.
Yeah, I get it.
And my brother Brian said it's about 4 hours of work for 20 laps of racing. So just the maintenance and upkeep.
That's if it's going good.
That's That's if you have no problems or no issues.
Right. Yep. So Brian, he's won a lot of races in the A and B mods as well, as far as dirt tracks go too.
Are any of you still active? I don't think so.
Brian and Brady still have race cars, but and Brian built a sweet toter hauler. Troy Schill built him one.
Troy does a nice job, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's got a race shop built now, and he's just gonna get everything covered so he can get back into it and head south for the winter and all that stuff. So
nice,
cool.
Yeah.
So, nice. Yep. While we're looking at pictures, Chad not only races fast on tracks on the lake, he'd been known to have an escape or two on Lake of the Woods as well. I believe Shane Wall had a good story about that as well. Thanks to Chad and all the guys making the line. The lake race, a great event. Keep up the good work, guys. Craig Hauser, Doogie Keekster blew out his knee in football last year. Wasn't able to race at Pine Lake. It was almost like missing a family event. Can't wait to get back to racing. It'll be fun to see K-Dog back on a sled again this year.
But he does a good job.
Yeah. All right, look at that vintage stuff there.
Where'd you find that?
Look at that middle fingers. Holy.
This is an old Julie Grassel picture, but I had to throw that in there. I was like, I know I have one of Schuster with the guys.
It looks like his younger brother or something.
That's the J&L salute that was J&L Racing, Johnson and Liebrick, and somehow that became the J&L salute. So back in the Coors Light, we were forced to drink Coors Light back then.
I played on a softball team at Thief River when Stroh's first came out, and we were Bud Light, then we were Busch Light, and then Stroh's for a year. And Oh, God. I'm sure glad we went back to Busch Light right
Make
after
you
that.
quit drinking.
Yeah. And
Now-
the brown jackets were damn ugly.
No, this is 96. The year before, the car, my favorite 94, had Arctic Cat on it. Did you have anything to do with that? or-
Yes, I was at the dealership at that time, and I worked with through a factory sponsorship and so forth. So yeah, we had Arctic Cat sponsorship that year. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that was still always my favorite 94 was the Arctic Cat one.
Anything with the Arctic Cat colors I like.
Oh, that's right.
You know, back when Sturgeon was running one and Pake, and,
Yep.
you know, a lot of them guys were running the Arctic Cat. Donnie Schatz for a year.
That's right. Yes.
There we go.
There you go. That's a nice payday for them boys in 2023.
Yeah.
That's $12,000. But now, last year we paid them $16,000 for the pro stock class, and then the pro mod won $8,000.
Wow. Wow.
And they were both won by the Bunkie brothers, so they had a good payday.
Yeah, they did.
Yep,
They
back-to-back
sure did.
winners. Great team. Of course, their dad raced Gabe Bunkie, and then
Yep.
and then also Jerry Bunkie, the grandpa. He was one heck of a Polaris racer
Yes, he
back in
sure was.
the
He
Midnight
was-
Blue Express with
Yep.
the RXLs, points champion, and so forth.
That was a name you heard and you knew right away who it was.
Yes.
You know?
And we lost him in Beausejour at a nasty accident.
Yeah.
you know.
Man.
Oh, there we go. That's the so a good friend of mine, Jeff Eberhardt, and I were having a few 30-40 quick Busch Lights one night and came up
Just
with
a
this
few
idea.
quick 30-40. I love that.
30-40 quick ones.
You can hang with us anytime, man.
All right, good deal.
In the background, you can see your announcing booth in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
there.
sure.
That's my auction rig.
Yep.
And I was looking, there's a hill back there. Holy.
That's the tree line.
What class would have this been? Because these are some older sleds.
So this is 1997 Pro
Okay.
440, we call it.
Yeah.
Since Dad passed away that year, we brought him back, and it was 10 grand to win, I believe, for this
Wow.
race. So maybe not that race, but one of them. Anyway, Coast Materials put up the big cash for it. and
Nice.
whatnot. Yeah.
I didn't
so-
know Shanalik was a photographer.
Yeah, he does that quite a bit at the races.
Yeah, I didn't know
not,
that.
Not so much lately, but yeah, he does a good job at the kind of a hobby for him, and
Sure.
And he loves snowmobile racing. Of course, did a lot himself, and so
Yep.
he's great to have at the races.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you see what Timmy Schwantz said? He said, "You still look the same." Schwanny wants a beer.
He's probably at the drum right now watching. You
He
know?
might be. He might be. Love the guy. Just had a birthday. Yeah.
I may have a couple more. You just got to give me a couple minutes here.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So racing will start at 9 o'clock both days. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
And if somebody that's never been there, and because the weather is going to be a big deal. If you're going to stand out there, sit in your car, do whatever, go back and forth like I'd like to do, you know. But if nobody's ever been to this, somebody's never been to this race, what do you tell them to expect from the start till the end? How long? I know things vary in the racing world, but in a nutshell, what would you tell people?
Well, go ahead, Scott.
Well, I guess, we say it starts at 9 o'clock. We start with the pro qualifying each day, and then we go through all the other classes. And the other classes are a point system between the two, how we find and determine the winners of those and
Okay.
so forth. But normally by, 3 o'clock or so, we're finished up at the end of the day. Sunday after the race, around 4:30, 5 o'clock, we do the awards at the Sportsman's Lodge, and it's one of the best awards banquets ever. It's a nice little, we have a program that we put on there. It's a lot of fun. The Dyrdahl family hands out the checks right there, so we get a big turnout at that one, and it's just
Yep.
exciting, especially when, what I really enjoy is when the young guys that come up for their first time. You get
Oh,
a
yeah.
10-year-old getting his first place
Oh,
trophy.
yeah.
It's huge, And of course, in the pro class, we never know who's going to win. It's like I said, it's a race that everybody they want on their resume.
Sure.
It means a lot if you win Pine
Yeah.
Lake. It has since day one.
And it's funny you say that because back in my days of being trackside at River Cities, I mean, I interviewed the Rusty Wallaces and the Kenny Schraders and the Steve Kinzers and all the big, but my favorite ones were the first-time winners. Yeah. The first trip to RideLCar.com Victory Lane. Those were by far the best ones. Kaylee says, "Dang, I'm wondering why aren't racing sleds in the winter. The winnings could help us pay for summer racing. How do we get these kind of payouts for dirt track racing?"
So I'm gonna parlay that into another question. So this race almost feels like our sites.
Yeah.
Like it existed before, and then we renamed it, and then it became a big deal just because everyone wanted it to be a bigger deal than it was before. So kind of a two-pronged question here. Is that kind of how you guys feel about it? And also, as far as the entire winter season, what would an average payout be? How much more is this than any other race that would be going on somewhere else?
I would say if they run the normal circuit, just the normal weekend, the pro would probably win $2,500.
Okay.
Wow.
So
this is way above and beyond.
Yep.
Yep. And getting back to your other question about what the spectators can expect, I'll touch base on that real quick. They can pull up, sit in their vehicle all day, and watch the entire event right from their vehicle, and they can go commingle with all the drivers at any time at their trailers and whatnot. And like I say, we pride ourselves in a 6-hour show. So we're boom, boom, boom.
Not bad at all,
really
man.
exciting. Semi-pro and pro are heads up. And like we're drafting like Daytona 500 out there. There's
I bet.
There's multiple lead changes. I mean, these guys are nose to tail. And fuel stops are right in front of the crowd. Everybody gets to see them. And
the fuel stops are fun. They're fun to watch.
Yep.
Now, how long are your pits when you come in for a fuel stop? And is there a speed limit?
Scott's the man for that.
Okay, what we do there, they come off. It's a pretty short area before, so they have to have no choice. They got to be on the binders coming into the fuel stop.
Sure.
They need to come to a complete stop and walk it up to their crew, put their fuel in, walk it out of the fuel area, and then race out of there. So we slow them way down. At complete stop, walk, stop, fuel, and that we have them lock their brake for safety. We leave them running also while they're fueling. The reason for that is sometimes the sleds will backfire when you shut them off. And if somebody
start a fire.
Yep, because if somebody spilled gas before you, and we had that back in I was around when it transitioned over.
Boy. Yeah.
And we had some nasty fires. And we had one last year, the year before, we had one guy on fire. And when our sled got overfilled, the brakes are on the bottom, a lot of them, and
glowing hot.
Yep, and boom, we had a fire. So that's how that works. Touch base on spectator friendly. Chad had mentioned 88.1, and what that is, on your FM dial, put up to 88.1, you'll be able to hear John speak. We have a modem in the trailer that broadcast at 88.1, so you can be in your car, your vehicle, and listen to the race as it's going on, and that's a huge plus.
Chad was saying you can sit in your car and watch races all day. I'm guessing you have to drive through the place where you could pay your to get in first, because people are thinking to themselves, oh, hell, I'll just sit in the car. I don't have to pay then. But no, that's not how that works.
Right.
Okay.
One way on the lake there, which makes it nice. We do have a PA system too. So if you want to stand outside, we got a PA system going. People gather around the announcing booth and can do it that way. Another thing nice about 88.1, the racers are listening to what's going on, so they know.
Sure,
we know. Hey, we wake them up. Hey, Pro Mod, you're up next.
Now, do these snowmobiles, do they have transponders on them like we do a dirt track? Because we were talking about that, because that's one thing that has changed so much. Back when I used to cover the Thunder Bay to Minneapolis, the 500, and you're basically in a car with a two-way radio trying to make stuff as you're following somebody down the highway while you could or whatever. It was just very, very tough to do. Then Snowcross came around, and then, of course, the ovals was a lot easier, but this makes things so much better when they all have a transponder on.
Yep, they have transponders, but we're heads up. We're old school.
Okay.
We don't need to know the times. We do it for scoring purposes.
Yep.
But you can see how fast they're going against each
and
other
as
all
far
day
as
long.
I go, as an announcer goes, that's what I like, because, I mean, you talked about the sights, and when you're up there, and in that feature, that 92-lap feature, if you take your head away after 4 laps and look back down, you're not going to find the leader. Right. I mean, you don't know what's going on, and then you just look at the computer. Haley says, sounds like Joe Breinbach needs to start a snowmobile team now, too. By the way, you going to go over there Saturday?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Dale and I are going to be there. I can't wait.
Still working on it.
Okay. So $15 admission.
Yep.
Kids 12 and under are absolutely free.
Yep, and there's kids races that weekend, too.
Okay.
On Saturday, they got the 120.
The
KC Pro 120s.
Okay, so they'll be racing on Saturday.
Yep. And also, spectators, when you're watching, we bring the racers back to you 3 or 4 times during an entire lap. So they don't disappear for 10 minutes and come back.
Sure.
We got it laid out, so it's a lot of action that you can see from your vehicles.
Okay, and if you have a Walkman, I'm dating myself now, or the headphones with the radio on, that is cool. You can listen to the whole thing, 88.1. That is neat, the KC stuff with the 120s. My first sled, I was 6 years old, got it brand new, it was a 71 EXT Special, $399, I believe it was, but there was no such thing unless you wanted to jump on a kitty cat and reach your hood in your hand in there and hit the governor, and get another 1.5 miles per hour out of that thing. But man, I put a lot of miles on one of those things too. Did we get the pics? Okay, we're gonna look at some more pictures here.
I got 5. Found the other 5 here.
Okay. Great shots.
Oh, that's Dan Revering. He won it, I believe, in 2022.
I believe that's right.
Yep.
Wow.
So you can see how low the sleds are there. We slam them down to the ice. You can see his age.
Oh, yeah, with that kind of racing.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's on the gas there, and that's how low the front end. You slug the shocks and lower them down.
Yeah, isn't that nuts?
And
And
he
you don't
does.
need travel.
No, we plow the entire course
Yep.
if we can. So it's 40 to 30 to 50 feet wide and around the entire track. And for your fans that don't know, they got razor sharp carbides. You can cut your thumbnail on them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask if you
Yep.
if you guys did that too.
Yep, carbides are sharp underneath those skis, and then they got ice pick studs, we call them, in the track, and they'll only put about 2 feet of the track on the ice to help them turn.
How different is that stuff from ice oval then? Is it similar? It sounds similar to me.
It's very similar, yeah. As far as just that it's set up to turn both directions.
Okay.
Or ice oval, you can do things where with your camber and so forth,
Yeah.
where you're turning only left.
Probably
but-
loaded on the left more if you're on ice oval or
Yep,
okay.
and you might stud a little different and so forth, and how much track on the ground, but it's very, very similar.
Okay.
That's why a lot of those guys wore leather. I'm going to throw an old name at you
The
before we
oldies.
get going here. Remember Lemar Ratnan? Out of Thief River?
Oh,
Yes, I do.
really?
Yep,
I
yep.
remember he was testing a sled up at Lake of the Woods one time, some mod, and things went bad, and that thing basically ran over him and tore the leathers right off him. I mean, he took a lot of stitches, but oof-da.
That's another guy that ran mini sprint too.
Yeah,
I know that
he
name
did.
from
Yep.
mini sprint.
Yep, he
so,
used to.
yep.
I used to have hang
Blue
around
number
with him back
5.
in the day. Yeah,
Yeah.
wow, Lemar. Yeah.
His cousin Arnie did a lot of racing too.
Yep. Arnie was big time.
He
Yep.
was he led the 500 more than once.
Yeah,
at
because
a
there's
period.
Lemar
Yeah.
and Dennis, and then Arnie.
Yep.
One of the best races. Look forward to it every year. Great people and great event. Dylan Tollefson, thank you for the text. All right.
Dennis had a mini too. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did, I think. Yeah, because I remember where their
Blue
shop
number
was.
5 and black number 9. The two of them, I remember them going
Yeah,
up
their
to
shop
Greenbush and
was
seeing them. So.
right out east of town at Highway 50, right out by the drive-in and the movie theater. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
That looks like the start of pro stock one year.
That'd be my guess. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm
Look at
holding.
that good-looking guy holding the sleds back, or is that you? Yeah.
That might be you.
I think it's me. Yeah.
yeah, that's you. So we send one row off at a time, and then we have 3 rows usually. So.
Okay, you guys lost me a good looking, so
One thing unique on that picture, there's a 4-stroke in that line.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Gunner, I would guess. Yeah.
Yep, 4-stroke Yamaha
Oh, wow.
engine in that.
Yep.
On the
things,
cat.
so-
Yeah.
How are they compared to the 2-strokes when it comes racing head to head?
On
They
the
got-
ice, they're fast. And
Yep, on the ice they're fast, and they really thrive in sloppy conditions because they
Yeah.
have so much torque.
Sure.
But now they've the 2-stroke caught up to them.
Oh yeah.
So everybody's kind of got
Kind of like a back and forth deal.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
we saw some winners on with 4-strokes on the ice. Chad Leon, he won a couple of pro races
Oh,
on
it's
a
a Thief
4-stroker.
River kid, right?
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
Chad Leon. Yeah.
Yep. So that's Corey Davidson. He won it.
Oh wow. What
yep.
hasn't he won?
He didn't win this one for
Oh.
a long time.
But he did. Has he won this one?
He finally won
Finally
it.
did.
Okay. Now, did he just get inducted last year, this year, or
2 years
2
ago,
years ago
yep,
into
got
the Hall of
inducted in the
Fame?
Hall of Fame.
Okay.
The shortest speech ever of anybody winning. He just
Why doesn't that surprise
Yeah,
me?
exactly. Anybody that knows Corey. Yeah, thank you. And that was about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not a man of a lot of words. Wow, that is a great picture right there.
Yep, that's one of the Faust brothers. We might have had a little rougher track that year, so you can see that the A-arms are out and they needed some more travel and whatnot. But
Out
yeah,
of Rubicon, Wisconsin. They're very fast on the ice.
yep, they're kind of retired now.
Yes,
but
they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys have to, during the course of the weekend, go out there and blade off the track, or is it once you get going, it's that way and that's how it's going to be?
We do the first couple corners throughout the day, and then on Saturday night, Sunday morning, we'll
Okay.
make a lap around the track.
Okay.
We'll go dig through the ice sometimes. We'll see water every now and then.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
We've got to move corners Saturday night quite often.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's the old USXC days.
Wow.
See all the snowmobiles ready to
Yeah, those
fire
are,
off there.
that's just like lining up for the old 500 back in the days. Man, that is cool.
Yep, and we got turn 1 right in front of the crowd, so get a lot of action there for everybody, and then
Turn 1, that's where it happens.
yes, sir.
The excitement of sending like 30 sleds out. One row will go out, and then just within seconds, the next row goes out. We have a little bit of a gap to make sure everything clears the first corner. And I tell you, your hair in the back of your neck is standing on end when those sleds are taken off. It's
Oh
just
yeah. Oh
unbelievable.
yeah.
If you want to adrenaline, the pro mod race on Saturday, that's where all the full loud pipes are and stuff.
You know what I'm looking forward to almost more than anything? The smell.
Yes.
The smell, I miss it. That's what I missed about the old mini sprints.
Yep.
You know, you'd have them few with the snowmobile motors out there, and the old timers in the racing. I can't stand the way they smell, and I just close my eyes and go, oh, it's like being back in an oval race. You know,
Like the
ice
old
oval.
days with Klotz Nitro additive.
Klotz
Oh.
is the. There should be an Odo Klotz like.
They do have a
cologne.
candle. They got a candle of it now.
No way.
Yep. Go to their website, the Klotz,
It's burning one in here.
My neighbor used to run quads, motocross with quads, and he had an old lawn boy green mower when they were still all steel and everything. And he ran Klotz oil in that thing. And he'd be mowing his lawn, and I'd go sit on the deck just so I could smell it for a while. Yeah, I'm kind of weird that way.
Well, you know what? One of the first jobs I had when I was traveling around was the Ironwood Olympus, and I loved everything about it. The smell, the sound,
Yep.
big half mile, these guys just like winging around, like no cage around them. Just, I loved every bit of it.
And a
So
12-foot wall of snow to
Yeah.
pile into.
Yeah, right.
So that's future Hall of Famer Wes Selby Wes probably maybe end up in there one day.
He's going to be close. Definitely got Zach there. He definitely is going to get in.
312 is Zach Herfindahl.
Yeah, that
He's
must
won
be-
for sure.
He's
Yeah.
won this race 3 times.
Yeah.
And Bobby Menny right now on the lead in there.
Yep. And Bobby Menny, a little history on him. He should have won it twice.
Yep.
He ran out of fuel last year.
Oh, man.
About half mile from the finish line.
Right.
Don't you give her on to players. That's what Arctic Cat used to always do. At 500, they'd be leading, and then they'd run out of gas, no matter what.
Bobby Menny to pick on him. The other time he should have won. He was in the lead, came in the fuel stop, nervous, did it right. He walked it in, fueled up, and instead of walking it out, he grabbed a handful of throttle and raced out.
No.
He damn near ran over me. I mean, all of a sudden, boom, their sled is flying out of here, and there was a trench just dug. His dad was standing right there. He just shook his head. He knew what happened, and we had to give him a penalty. So he went from first, third or fourth, whatever it was. We pushed him back, a few spots.
That happened a couple years ago, too, to Justin Tate.
That's right.
I mean,
Rules are rules.
He's been racing for 25 years,
Yep.
and he knows better.
Brain fart.
Yep. Just the
Heat of the
adrenaline.
battle, nervous. The fuel stop is so important
Oh,
at this race.
yeah.
Fuel
Very
stop,
important.
Saving your brakes.
Okay. Anyone complaining about the weather? By the way, thank you. Anyone complaining about the weather? These low temps are getting the ice ready for the race. I know that. I always look forward to seeing Team Arctic racers along with Roger Skyme at the races, and that's coming from a Polaris guy. Roger Skyme, it has been probably 30-some years since I have seen him. I'm looking forward to getting to see some people I haven't seen in a
Oh,
while.
I'm sure. Roger most likely be there. He's getting a little older and had a little health issues, but it's very seldom you don't see him at a race. And less now, but I'm sure he'll be at Pine Lake. And Roger's just a great guy. In all my years of racing or being involved in racing, no matter who won, he was normally the first guy to congratulate.
Yep,
If
yep.
it was a Polaris Skidoo, wouldn't that? If it was a cat guy, of course, he was really
Sure.
excited. But he was just a true snowmobile guy. He's definitely the godfather of snowmobiling.
Oh, for sure. Now, if we were to step back and go back a year with the history of Arctic Cat, I mean, I've been through their closures and things like that before, and it killed me. I have nothing to do with snowmobiling anymore except, calling a race now, but because I just can't. I don't know how to ride a snowmobile. There were no such thing as groomed trails. It's either full throttle or full brake, and that's all I know.
Yep.
And that's what gets me hurt all the time. But now I forgot what I was going to say.
the Arctic Cat in the history.
Coming back, how big is that to you guys? Because and a lot of people, you heard the rumors. I'm looking at some of my friends that have been there 30, 40 years, and they're losing their jobs, and you can hear the rumors. Well, there's talk. There's people looking. How important is that for you guys and the industry itself to make sure Arctic Cat is still back and going?
It's huge. We need the competition, number one. You need it. With just two brands that would. We lost Yamaha last year.
Yamahas, yep.
So with only two brands wouldn't be good. And when Textron owned Cat, they all but quit racing. They really pulled back on the budget. It's back this year.
Yes.
I had the opportunity to talk with Brad Darling, the CEO and one of the owners now. I talked to him at Heydays, and I thanked him for what he's doing. And he's excited. He loves racing. He loves snowmobiles. The passion with Arctic Cat right now is second to none.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And it reminds me back of the Artco days when I was involved selling it, where they're going to be really hands-on with their dealerships. They want to bring back some mom and pa stores. It's just a good thing, and the racing, Zach Riefendahl and Jesse Hallstrom are going to be running out of the
I
trailer.
was going to say that, yeah.
Jesse's 19 years old. I remember the day he was born. His dad, Joey's a very close friend of mine, and I'll tell you what, Jesse can ride, and being coached now with Zach is going to be great. Zach was here 2 weeks ago with the North Dakota Snowmobile Convention in town.
Yep.
Perfect.
And we took him out to the racetrack in Manville along with Todd from Core Power Sports. And of course, Zach raced it before, so he was excited to get that back again. He's one of the reasons it's coming back.
Sure.
He was one of the drivers that was hoping for it.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, it's a big thing. You need all three. You need you work harder. You know.
For sure.
You know, the other factories didn't want to see them leave. You know.
No.
Yeah, and it felt like in June when that when some of that initial news was coming out, it felt like the lowest of lows kind of thing. If it was even going to survive the summer, let alone get to another winter. So that's very encouraging to hear that it's picking back up.
Yep, they're their line right now, snowmobiles, is great. The dirt product they're working on improving, and the racing is huge. So it's all good.
It just wouldn't be the same not having a snowmobile factory in Thief River Falls.
No.
I mean, and now we're to the point again when you're talking just a couple of brands, but you still got your Polaris and your Arctic Cat are only about an hour and a half away from each other,
right?
And there still is Bombardier Skidoo is still going to be out there, but no more Yamahas.
Right.
And God, I can remember back the 70s. Remember the Yamahas back then, the SRXs, the SRXs were like the fastest thing in the
they were
planet.
great.
I mean, I just wouldn't want to race one, but they were awfully fast.
You're going to like this, John. We got a classics class, and Glenn Arlo from Gonvik is putting together a 700 SRX.
Oh, God.
I mean, we'll see some 120s.
That's going to be a rocket.
So, yeah.
I should have kept my 634 Panther.
There you go.
I had a 71 634 Panther that was just mint, but Jesus, if that thing was cold.
Yeah.
I couldn't start it by myself. It was like, Dad, I need your help, and we'd go on some of these runs, these vintage runs, you just leave it run.
Yeah.
Let it idle. It's a hell of a lot easier, or else carry a little squeeze bottle with some fuel in there for you. But yeah.
Getting back to Arctic Cat, I'm just excited that there's actual snowmobilers running the company now.
Yes. There you go. They're not just bringing in a bigwig who knows his business stuff, and then here, why don't you just take it? I won't say anything more, but yeah.
Yeah, their new CFO is also a snowmobiler and comes from the motorsports industry. John Pruzak, who was editor of Snowgoer magazine for 32 years.
Saw that.
He's a communications manager for Arctic Cat now, and he's on the board of directors with me at the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
And so I got a chance to visit with him on how that all came about. And pretty interesting. The publication industry is down in motorsports as a whole, and he's looking for sponsors are tough, and he said, I had a bad day at work. So he typed up a resume and sent it to Brad Darling, the CEO of Arctic Cat. And the next morning at 8:05, he got a phone call from Brad, and he hired him. I mean, it was that quick. And he chose Cat to send it to because of what we just talked about. The excitement in the company right now is so huge. And like Chad said, it's run by snowmobilers, and it's a great deal.
Wow. I should have sent in a resume. Okay, so $15,000 to win on Sunday.
Yep.
That's a pretty big purse.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at our posters here, we can probably put them up later on. But there we go, right there. So every one of our gold sponsors is over $1,000. I mean, one sponsor is huge here, of course, but every one of them $1,000, and then we got the silver sponsors are $500 each. And that's all ties back to my mother and sister and also our family connections to all these people. A lot of these sponsors are not snowmobile related. So to have a community come together like that and
amazing.
Put up this much money, Coast Materials is a huge one. TDS, Todd Dwight and Stewart. Yep. And Nelson International, Ryan Nelson and whatnot. It's just huge for all these non-snowmobile companies to be sponsoring us. And I can't go through them all here, but we'll certainly plug them in. Oh, you can see them on the screen there. So yeah, absolutely great that we can pull off a little event like this, or a huge event, and in small town Gonvik, Minnesota.
Okay, I'm just answered text here. There you go.
I had a question for Scott and Chad. Just kind of curious, what's your guys' from running such a big race, ever running into like last minute, like last second logistical things where, hey, we learned a good lesson from this next year going into it, made you just a bigger and better event for the years to come?
Oh, kind of a tough one. I mean, logistics, it's the DNR tells us if we can race or not as far as how many inches of ice. And
Oh, sure.
The sheriff does.
And DNR has more pull than anybody.
Exactly. I mean, it's they keep an eye on us, and we have to, they go out and with Chad and whatever and measure the ice and say, okay, you guys are good to go. And this year, like we say, we're looking great. Last 2 years, it was really tough.
We got Sheriff's Department does the ice depth. Speed and sound is through the DNR.
Oh, okay.
That's another concern I got. I'd like to get out there if any congressmen are watching or whatever. They're having a hard time putting on ditch races or cross country races right now because of the permit issues with the DNR.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we can't use any trails or state property or anything.
Yeah, it's like the city of Grand Forks is running the whole Minnesota DNR thing now. You know, it's like, no, we won't. We're going to suck the fun out of everything.
Exactly.
They are fun cops.
The city trail would work great along the Greenway. There's
Oh, it
no
would.
reason why not. They're riding there anyway.
Yeah, and the thing is it brings in money.
Yes, look
you
at East
talk,
Side.
Yeah, well, you talk to East Side, talk to little towns like Gently, Crookston, Red Lake, Thief River. I mean, you can drive a snowmobile there, and why not?
My sister owns a bar in Leonard, Minnesota, population 42, but they rely on snow.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a destination. So
Exactly.
Sidetrack Tap.
Somebody was talking to me about that bar in Leonard. I think it was during deer hunting. I can't remember who the hell they were talking about. It was some. Okay, yeah, it was about racers.
They're world famous for their burgers, and they got the coldest beer in town. Guaranteed.
Okay. I was told it was somebody else owned it, but it was like somebody that raced snowmobiles or something for a long time.
Well, Brian did.
My brother Brian.
Okay,
and
that's
my
what it was.
sister
Okay,
bought 'em together.
okay, that's what it was. These were Brooks guys that were telling me this stuff. So,
Gotcha.
We just got a text. Excellent job. I don't know who this is. Excellent job on GFBS Source. Pine Lake is the best race to watch. Excellent competition each year. Great group of people who work hard to put on a premier event. Thank you for that. Okay. People texted me during the show. It's your wife. You have to answer. You know how that goes. Is it too late to enter? How can people enter this race? Maybe you've been working on your sled. Maybe you're working on parts and you're thinking, there ain't no way in hell I'm going to be able to get this thing ready to go. But now all of a sudden it is. Is it too late to enter, or how can you do that?
We don't have a website. We just run everything through our Facebook page, Dyrdahl Memorial Pine Lake 200, and so we just run everything through there, and we'll have links to it. I just talked to Trudy Erickson from Erico Manufacturing, and she runs our registrations and stuff, and she's getting going on that. We usually wait until we know we're going to have enough ice to put up the registration links. So we don't have to postpone and refund and whatnot. But anyway, on that page, they just sign up there and get their ISR membership, and it's pretty simple and straightforward on that. So,
All right. It was Steve Dolan.
oh, hey, Steve.
Sure.
Oh, that's another thing I want to mention here, John. Steve Dolan was our race announcer for many years, and we're breaking news right here on your show that Steve has a business obligation with a new restaurant that he has in Thief River Falls. He was our former announcer, and he doesn't have the time to do it this year. So we're heading to Heydays, and Scott Schuster and Joey Hallstrom suggested you and welcome you aboard to our new announcing crew.
Well, thank you. And Mr. Dolan, thank you and congratulations on the restaurant. I need to get my ass back home one of these days. Born and raised, lived majority of my life in Thief River, well, a good chunk of my life in Thief River, and I never get to go back home anymore. I pass through once in a while, and that's about it. I probably go to St. Hilaire more than I go to Thief River, and that's a bad thing. What about places to stay? Are there places to stay for people if they want to go spend the weekend? Or are they going to have to make a little bit of a road trip? I know there's probably not a lot of motels around Pine Lake, but then again, I don't know.
Yeah, there's Airbnbs. A lot of people stay in Bemidji at hotels. There's the casino and
sure.
There's the Red Lake Casino, the Seven Clans on the River Road, and one north of Bemidji, and then there's the Monoman Casino as well, Shooting Star. So
Yeah, Nick and I went by going to the UND game. We went to Bemidji. I didn't realize how far Pine Lake was. I'd heard about it a ton, but Bemidji is not that far.
No.
If you're looking for somewhere to go, it's really not that big a drive. So
Clare Brook also, there's a Butts Bum's probably full. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. So how far is this from trail? That's pretty close to trail too, isn't it?
15 minutes.
I suppose.
Okay.
Yep.
I love the Trails
Eric
End, by
and
the way.
Misty just bought the Trails End bar there.
Yeah,
So,
I was just there a couple weeks ago. So I love that. I've been going there for a long time. That is awesome. Okay, so racing is coming up. 12:20 and 12:21. It's Saturday, Sunday. I think we're going to be there the day before that, I believe. Again, it starts at 9 o'clock each morning. $15 admission per day. 12 and under are free. Man, 15 grand to win on Sunday. Last year's purse, $78,000. This is the best way to go watch a snowmobile race, because when you're watching cross country, you can't. You know, you go try to find a ditch crossing where you think might be some mayhem or whatever, but then you got to drive a little bit more, and then you got to drive a little bit more. It's like watching your kid running cross country in school. What fun is that? You run over here, watch him run by. Run over there, watch him run by. Run over there, watch him run by. You can see everything pretty much from here.
Yeah, definitely. Like Chad said, it's not just a big like oval. The way the Le Mans course comes, about 3 times they actually go right in front of the crowd.
Yep,
So
yep.
it's easy, and for you too, doing the announcing, you can say, let's see what's.
I need all the help I can get.
Yep. Bring a pair of binoculars.
Okay, I might have to look for those. It's funny because I was just telling my wife the other day that I need to get some new binoculars because all of mine seem like they're junk. I was out deer hunting. It's like, I can't even see out of these damn things anymore. But you're a hunter too, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, did you get your buck?
No, I let them all walk this year.
I did too,
so-
and then the Timberwolves rolled in the second weekend, where we're at. So I'm plugging away with my muzzle loader. I'm going to finally get back out. It's not too damn cold out today, but anything we haven't talked about? I want to throw this out there quick too. Race coming up in Manville. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, we're bringing racing back to Manville. USXC, we did it 3 years in a row a few years back. When the new circuit started with Core Power Sports, they chose not to come back to Manville for different reasons, and they were going to be here during the COVID. You couldn't race in Minnesota.
Yeah,
and we were scheduled
Couldn't do anything
for
in
Manville.
Minnesota.
Yep, and anyway, no snow, had to cancel. This August, I think I got a call from Todd from Core Power Sports, say the racers want to come back, and I put it in the club's hands. So you guys that are kind of running the club now, you take care of it. They voted to do it, and yeah, it's going to happen January 31st, one-day race. It's going to be a 25-mile cross-country course.
Nice.
Out of Manville up to we're going to follow the tree line and along the Red River and areas right in the trees on the state trail, and then to ditch line and trees back and so forth. Shelter belts and whatever. So it's going to be a combination, a little bit of river. So it's going to be a true cross-country race, and it's a fun one. The racers loved it before. That's why it's coming back. So that's once again January 31st.
Looking forward to that.
They'll be catching some big air in them.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And Chad Dyrdahl, one last chance for people that want to come and check this out. Maybe they're a first-timer this year, and it's always been on their list of like, should we go or not? And why should they go?
It's so unique, and it's so historic. You're watching history every lap.
Sure.
And the passion and the drive that these guys put out there, even just to win the sport class, they want to win this one. And we got a memorial trophy, and pro class, to get your name on that trophy, you've done it.
Oh, yeah.
You've made it in snowmobile racing.
And
So-
that's the thing, too. It's like being a bull rider. That belt buckle, they don't, the check, it's cool. But that buckle, and it's the same thing with a trophy like that. I mean, the money's awfully good, but when it comes to, the knowing that you won that race, that's pretty cool when your name's on that trophy.
Absolutely. And when a racer presents a resume to a potential sponsor, they list this one as they've won it. So,
That's top of the list.
Huge.
Yep.
Man.
And the 500s are big. My brother won the 500 5 times.
Wow.
So I mean, we're right up there with any 500 race.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Dang. Any last parting words from either one of you guys? Any one of you guys?
Well, just with that trophy, names like Brian Nelson, Brad Pake, I'm trying to think of all the past winners, some huge names that have won that race.
That's just the memorial one, though. So
That's the memorial part,
Yep.
yes.
So,
Very true, going back.
Lot
And
of
of course,
Hall of Famers
Brian
on it.
Dyrdahl, 5-time 500 champion, won the very first memorial race. And so you look at, where to join those other names, it's unbelievable,
Awesome. Danielle Bufflin, fantastic event. We love Pine Lake Race.
There's a familiar name for me.
Yeah, Bufflin. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. You used to play for Winnipeg? Yeah, that's right.
Yepper.
All right. Are we good here? I don't know.
I'll give a plug there. I hope everyone enjoyed last week. We were off for Thanksgiving. All the replays, did a little replay marathon.
That was awesome.
That was very
Donnie
good.
Mac show, yeah.
I unvaulted like the first 3 episodes of Dirty Thursday, and and if you haven't already, just go ahead and give a subscribe to the Dirty Thursday YouTube channel. Trying to upload all the archives there gradually. Uploaded another few earlier today. It's just search GFBS Dirty Thursday. It should pop right up. I got like everything going back to like mid 2022 and like the first 6 episodes of the show.
All right, thank you, Dale. And Chad, I want to say thank you. I mean, you hauled ass here from the middle of nowhere, Bagley, in that area, to come here for our little show. And I sure we appreciate you coming here. I am really, really looking forward to this. I can't wait. At first, I was kind of nervous, thinking, yeah, I want to do it. I've always wanted to do it. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to do it. Man, no, I'm kind of nervous. And I don't get nervous very often. But I can't wait. And
Yeah, you'll be fine.
well, not only do I get to call the snowmobile races, but I'm going to see some people I haven't seen in a while, and that makes things so much more fun. Let's see, Chad Dyrdahl, Scott Schuster, Gerald Dyrdahl Memorial Pine Lake 200. It's going to be December 20th and 21st, Saturday, Sunday, folks. Pine Lake, not hard to find. Google it. Man, it's going to be big. 15 grand to win on Sunday alone. It's a great place. The Sportsman's Lodge is a great place to hang out. It's been a while
Now,
since I've been in there, too.
is that the same one that would have sponsored Stefan Snarer and some of the dirt racers, or is that a different one?
That's a Lake of the Woods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's Sportsman's Lodge up by the Baudette area,
Right.
and then there's one of the Pine. There's probably 5 or 6 Sportsman's
They're all
Lodges in
over.
Minnesota. Yeah,
All
yeah. And if we're all done, the poster is going up in the window. Again, folks, December 20th and 21st, 2025. Last year's purse, $78,000. We got the kids racing on Saturday. We got the pros and everybody else racing both days. It's going to be really cool. Bo Bunky, of course, your 2024 winner. He's on the poster, the picture. You'll see it. And again, thanks to all the sponsors. Thanks to Chad and thanks to Scott. And this is going to be a great time, you guys. Thank you for coming in.
You
Thank
bet.
you.
We'll
Thank you
talk
for
more
having us.
here. We'll talk more here in a minute. All right, our show today, by the way, brought to you by Rumors Sports Bar and Casino, right here in the Grand Cities Mall. Wall-to-wall TVs, UND Sports, your favorite teams on TV. They got buses to UND Sports and all the big name concerts, including a bus to Hairball tomorrow night. Yeah, they're going to be at Hairball. You can go in there, bet on the horses, play bingo, try your luck with charitable gaming. Great lunch and dinner specials, $7 express lunch. They got room for parties. It's the home of the world-famous Beer Tower. Monday is DJ Trivia Night. They do the initials game every second Tuesday night of the month. Great place with a great atmosphere. They're open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Go in there and check it out today. Any sandwich at a side for just $7. All right. Dirty Thursday, again, brought to you by River City Speedway. And you know what? If you know anybody who wants to be a guest next week, would love to do another Snurdy Thursday. Right now, the schedule is open. There's a big opening on my Thursday for next week, so reach out to us if you know anybody, all right? Hey, don't forget Brew Brothers Podcast at 9 o'clock tonight. Have a great remainder of your day. And remember, everybody, to like, share, tag, and follow us. We're on everything. Hit that notification bell on your smartphone. You never miss a show. It dings every time we go on the air. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' best source. That's who we are. We're giving the Forks their identity back again.